Yanu Tumo, Osolimoji Ake, Ubawa Nani, Aya, Baba Shushui. Amen. Tanumo, Onunchoni ha o Dagma, Chichele Wekun, Yanu Tumo, Osolimoji Ake, Ubawa Nani, Aya, Baba Shushui. Amen.
Here are some stories from the regions. Motorists and commuters using the 67-kilometer Gnankwanta to Tako Road should brace themselves for heavy traffic as the contractor working on the road announces 6 months of rehabilitation works. Speaking at an Axle Control Forum in Takwa, CEO Theodore Adimazoya revealed plans to collaborate with the MTTD and other stakeholders to roll out traffic management measures within a month.
So as road users on the corridor, we will encourage that the amount of speed at the current usage will have to reduce in order to give the working team enough time to manage most of the issues. That first phase of construction, which is the repair of the current pavement, will take about 6 months. We want to finish this before we get into the rainy season, which is a major rainy season in July, August.
Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways and Tamale North MP Hassan Suine says technical assessment reveals that the road is carrying more than 3 times its design load.
It is not common practice for a contractor to undertake the rehabilitation of a failed road at their own cost, purely out of commitment to national interest and a long-term partnership. This decision reflects a profound sense of patriotism, professionalism, and corporate responsibility. It demonstrates confidence in Ghana's road sector and respect for the people who depend daily on this corridor.
Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson questioned why overloading persists despite axle load bridges on the stretch and called for accountability going forward.
As Regional Minister, I'm excited that the road is going to be redone so that it stays in good shape. So we've had a Gnankwanta Way Bridge with staff there, and still we have this overloading happening. And I think that going forward, People should be held accountable for things that happen in this country that are not right.
Also in the Volta region, the Millennium Supporters Union of Ghana has launched its Volta Regional Chapter in Hull, boosting organized sports for football and other sporting activities in the region. The event, part of preparation for the FIFA World Cup 2026, featured a lively street procession of its members. The ceremony at Maoli Senior High School also inaugurated Asogoli and Hull chapters. National leaders including President Alhaji Abubakar Dawudu and Coordinator Alhaji Shaibu Abbas urged discipline, unity and dedication among the members.
There's nothing like we and them. We are working hand in hand for misuse. We are not here for Some of you will join the regional executive. You are going to work with all the regions. Ketu South, Ketu East, if there's South, Ketu North, Akati North, Akati South. I mean, everywhere in Volta region. General
MP Eden Kofi praised the union's expansion and called on members to demonstrate unity and patriotism.
Once you are here, it means that you are accepted to be a member of the association. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, let us take it that every association has its rules and regulations and other commitments that makes you a member in good standing. Let us endeavor to make sure that we meet the demands of the organization so that the organization will run its full course and also help you to also benefit from the fruits of the organization.
Volta Regional Core Chairperson is Akusika Penny.
Today, the Volta Regional Supporters Union, which is Millennium Supporters Union, has been launched. And so, Volta should look forward that every sportsman, every sports team that emanates from Volta, playing home or away, is going to have massive support from the region. This is what it means.
The new chapter is expected to energize supporters and strengthen Ghana's presence at major tournaments. For more stories, kindly log on to our website at www.metrotvonline.com and follow us on all social media platforms at Metro TV Ghana.
From nowhere, Monsieur, world market price BB, and you know, all be lie. And you know, what so for the first time in the history of Ghana, cocoa equafo, omo price per bag, yateso. Ebin sida. It has never happened. Even during Gold Coast, when the colonial masters attempted to do politics with cocoa, if you recall the history of NLM, Asante Chame Bafo Osayako, to go and read. He took the matter up with cocoa farmers because he himself was a cocoa farmer and fought the colonial government. That he NTSS, Modi cocoa, England, Namuya, and Ketenketi Namubetuya. Even then, our colonial masters respected the cocoa farmers. Then today, our friends have money to buy presidential jet, but you can't find money to pay cocoa farmers. When Ghana had this economic crisis after the COVID, and by the way, everybody knows that COVID was a shaker where over a year there was no activity. In such difficult circumstances, Akufo-Addo and his government managed to pay every public sector worker. Not a single month. And the police ni bi ni pay amba, soldier ni bi ni pay amba, teacher ni bi ni pay amba, nurse ni bi. Wa hwe mo ye aban adwuma nyina. Papa we ene na ban make sure say busumi bia etioka. And I want to buy. amuche ba ni say oh obi akoto investment aban investment or say mato bond ebi animpa no or the 10,000 and or the koto bond or expect say bosom miensentem bia no obenya interest ebi a 2,000 the buy ni say ahuche ba no aban en fanisi ni sanka capital no nipa ni sika no the government did not touch it. What the government did was on the interest. What the NDC guys call the haircuts. Government negotiated that look, we are in crisis. So please bear with us. Your principal is intact, but we want to reschedule your interest so that we could lower the interest, not your principal. Even so, we paid a hard price for it, correct? Our friend said, Omunti Vida.
Na saban no be catch na we say cocoa board e de ka ba cho muntie o aban no be catch say cocoa board de ka enu nti na ontumi fasika ne bi yeden enka ho ma wa mum bisa ne say aban ka no 2024 2025 say na ka no wo ho cocoa board ka no say na wo 2024 na wo 2025 e ba ne say na cocoa board ka na wo say wo beto ye no na e wo 2025 and so ultimately 500 cities in here day eka ahoma yen sama na eka no wen na sesa eka no ho dada de a ene eba ne say na ultimately 500 here day eka ahoma yen ene wan be ka che say day eka wo ho adan ene mbre du ya 1 2 anamo ye nti wate ye sika so na fe de o de be sheka ebusuafo ade ba ko penti na na yate ye kokoo so de enti ate kokoo ni so nyina ene ne say abai we anton ye koko no embra na nkese so ye dan oton no enti nani so te no na eka no so at ebo no so ate ayedan aba fam ama koko na ka eside mu enti me na o kasei me ne wo koko na ye ton ma abai na nkese abai de kwaji ska man no abo no so e na aka eside mu e no ntumi ye dan enton na instead of so obeji atum na ono ehu se ono na wanhu na djuma ye enti anko peska metua ye ka no o se wo mo na ese ye den wo te wo ka so medoma no asi na de ameka ne se e kada ho enso aban we akoto Land Cruisers mako 10 e kada ho enso aban we akoto pickups mako 110 ama de djuma yefo e kada ho muntie o e kada ho enso cocoa board CEO afa cocoa board sika akoy renovation woni fie na adenti na e kada ho na wotumi temme koko kueni misika so na wo de waketu ya wotumi yeden enti so e free na nanom bre so bepem ne koko ekuafo mat da se abaya ka che se koko board de kada embre bia ye de o maka se koko board ka enso what is aban bia ba e de koko board ka ode aye excuse ati wusika so da ye ba be mu 2017 na NDC for ka o ma boato wo ama na nadodan ko ekufo do nye binie loan syndicated loan $1.8 billion omkoje so mo de bedidwa ama Ghana no omo lusu election December 7th ye do 30th December no mo diskani nyina omo amfa nto koko mo te say Ekufado to mo koko so because of saika no Ekufado amfa cocoa board CEO oye adwuma and NDC anko court opuni mante NDC aban we buy omo no wa yedan omo gya no na eka na ye beto from 2017 no eye saka no na aba bepem ne sa 2017 ka no eno na aba be dan abepem ne na wo boka eto 2016 na wo ba ebeto kana na wo de saka ne yedan esoa yen ebusuafo me de manuesi afi ye betie mu ya menhira mu
we de yasere papa jo mama ase because oba yero yahu se jimu bia o ye no ye na je pa ye se ninje ne boa na bere ne pe amako kursi kana ba sa to wure se ogidi se o te so banye sikana tuye ma ye ho to de a ye de apere so wo te so na o to ye ku foreka na ho to ye tie da na ase
ya ma wakwa aba nyuma pa wo ye man na ye de ahwia ne se ye koko se papa se ye boni o ma ye hu de ye ko no kwase mini se ne petro aye fote se enkonkunta da trogo so no obi a tumi twa bidie no na koko no so se betima ye saa na ko yanum na be asomdua ba ye bo aba so ye nyuma papa mai na mnipa so mra na kuafo ye nenye te nkoda so ye ntim makua no ye mfo ye ho hyem na asomdua mra ye da wase
yo em se men so me je kakra me pesa me kan se ye nyina nyante ye se sa ban o di koko no hu duma se o be mesika na ba ye nyina eni age ba ade ba ko na mede ye futu di ama ye nyina se aban bi o be bia o hwe se o mfa koko no nye amanyosem because we say nyama nyosem am fin ka anko no ka ke so dada ba ko ya amanyosem o teso ni pa bi benya sama kantina atwentwen so be duru sabre iti ye nyina dana se se wa teshe ya pa ba o bete so ke gisi kama e ke to bi on fertilizer no so yen sere no ase o mo bonde na o mfa mre because koko no ke ku afo no nya no mo ano no so be
koko ya sem ye dikan a me kan se em se ko fo akeka ho nsem sa se aban peso tua those things but enura se na me advice bi so nya abotire because minim se aban betua oni nipa bi kura ko meeting nti na ye me de se aban nipa ko meeting a wo mkodwene ye ho wo koko no ni tua ye mu nti ne meda mama se mpo onya adwene se oni nipa ekuchia ne adwene sa koko ni tua nti me danase na de me sren se eze wi ase de nya bre nyina na enoma be no mama nipa nti me sren se nyame boa na se obetimi atua kra
yo Ghana fo me nyina yen kan bom ne mfa aseda emma omampani mama ehwe na nsen fisi edi bro nya wieye sika mma ama akuafo no ho kire omu yie titu abatan no ho kire omu onkola school kum ne omu ntade hyem sika nso ko en emma die sere enu ampanimfo ye mama omampani mama ne mpanimfo ye meeting efa ye cool na ne sika mmaye yesere omampani mama nso yesere no bebre se die wonim se wodi beba no be ha no aga na fo yeso ye ho be ha ye bia no yesere se on famra ye ho kire dodo na enya wono nso ne pese ka bibi se den eba because wodwen ne manfo ya bibi ani ani de politics ono nso nim se so okote so a e de politics enya sa na etie die sɛ omampani mama se de wo ya ebetimi abo oman no a sika beba na akuafo anya bi de ahwe omoma bia na yesere se omampani mama wonye na de to so mienu nso koko fetch yesere no ene ehu nnuro no yesere se on famre na akuafo no yentimi fanya aduma se ebe ya koko no betimi adan apegya akoso se koko no kosoro a yesu sika be kosoro omampani no ho beto no yenso timamfo ya akuafo yenso ho adan ebeto yesere omampani mama se yesere bibiri se de wo ya ebe boa ye se yesika beba e betimi de abo e ho bra bia ne strength se wonye no mfama ne ho kire do de was
de di kan e man pe nton to man de asara man ye koko kuani owo hafa no na nsen be December e de be fun February wo mu sika sam na e basa wato e koko e kwa Moses kama tama ye hu de ye adwama so yate se aburuti red market yate so de sere ne se de obaye abeboa no wonte so na sika ne mla le ho hin hai na dawroma mane nwie se bia wote so a ya no meka se bia obaye na kokoni da 31 million na ono oba obete sa ko akide ma onyi sa funtim na dawroma sere no na ehundro no na dawroma ani fet no on fa me boye na ntimi fa nyiku na ehonto sedam me de sere no pa na dawroma sere den sayim mo panyi mama enmi se wodwen ya ho eno ada yeti se woni ompanyi fa akwatena se adwen ho enmi se wo se ada yo wakan de obayo idana se.
I say by 2030, There are not going to be any raw mineral ores leaving Ghana. You're not going to ship manganese ores out of Ghana raw. You're not going to ship bauxite ore out of Ghana raw. You're not going to ship iron ore out of Ghana raw. You must process all that locally. That is the only way we can provide opportunities for our young people. I say by 2030, there are not going to be any raw mineral ores leaving Ghana. You're not going to ship manganese ores out of Ghana raw. You're not going to ship bauxite ore out of Ghana raw. You're not going to ship iron ore out of Ghana raw. You must process all that locally. That is the only way we can provide opportunities for our young people.
We talk too much and we complain too much. And most times when we even get the opportunity, we hardly make any meaningful changes. You must realize that there's no time in history than now that you have a unique moment and opportunity to assert and assume leadership. And you must realize that leadership to a large extent is not bestowed, it's not handed over to you. You must prepare yourself for leadership and be able to accept it. There's vacuum, leadership vacuum in Africa. In the public sector, there is. In the private sector, there is. And that leader can be you. And should, in fact, be yourself.
All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Good morning, good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is live on 94.1 FM. That's on the radio dial, 94.1 FM. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You requested, you spoke to us, you asked us, you basically lobbied to get us to get a radio station so that you can watch, so that you can monitor and follow keenly the conversations here. So not watch, but you listen. So 94.1 FM. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Good Morning Ghana, it's on radio. Today is the 17th, I believe. Yes, the 17th of February, 2026. And this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we're glad in it. I want to say a big thanks to the Almighty God, Almighty Allah, for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big, big issues that matter to you and I. And before I let you in on my guest for the show today, let's look at what the papers are reporting on their various front pages. So I'll start with the Daily Graphic, and the Daily Graphic this morning has government begins state land reforms, prospective owners to make 70% upfront payment of market value. And then it's we can't wait forever for after. AGR demands alternative regional trade access. Attack on Ghanaian tomato traders in Burkina Faso. JNIM militants behind a deadly assault. Ghana Embassy. State must heighten security alertness, and that's according to Adam Bona. AU endorses President Mohammed's resolution for reparative justice. Government begins state land reforms. Well, I've looked at that already. That's on the front page of today's Daily Graphic. Let's check out the Ghanaian Times. Lands Ministry cancels uncompleted public land transactions. Death toll in Okanta fuel tanker explosion rises to 5. Secondita credit to enjoy improved water supply by May 2026. Nana Boahin, Koko royal family denies resolution of chieftaincy dispute. No birth syndrome, sue health facilities. Dr. Nawani urges victims' family. Daily Guide, Mofa, Foreign Link, sign digital agric MOU. And there's also Gold Board suspends selected gold buy license applications. Burkina Faso terrorist attack got 7 Ghanaians killed, 4 injured. DNA test underway to identify burned bodies. Ken won't break away from MPP, according to spokesperson. Court orders man to pay 200,000 cedis for breach of marital promise. This is a very, very controversial matter. You promise somebody you don't marry her, you're fined 200,000 cedis. I think it's a bit high-handed. Because maybe when you met her, you were serious about marrying her, but at some point you found something out that you thought won't help your cause. And now you say you won't. Then they say go and pay 200,000. It's not right. Anyway, the Insight says that Ghana poised for first female president, according to Mahama. There's no public lands to be allocated without prior approval by Lands Ministry. Amakofibwa warns in sweeping reforms to safeguard state land. State House Company declares war on land. Encroacher says legal occupants face demolition. Mahama, Chief of Staff, BOG Governor, to grace a prestigious 2026 Kwewu Business Forum. There's also excavator ticketing not linked to illegal mining in Upper Dentra East, according to MC Anani Coleman clarifies. NPPI's 2028 comeback as Apenyo marking rallies TESCON behind Baumia. Automobile dealers slash prices by 15% amid city stability. COVID-19 levy removal. The New Republic, Baumia fails unity test. Thanksgiving blunder, empty seats and missing don't open wounds. Mahama blouse not now a trade weapon. Oral strikes, 8,160 land deals as Mahama draws red line on public lands. Ken Ejapon awaits presidency at age 120. From farm to oil rig, Maud Lindsay, Gamrat's local content revolution. And there's a Russian image sharing scandal. And there's Gender Minister eyes extradition. That's with the New Republic. The Daily Post this morning says no public lands to be allocated without prior approval by Lands Minister. Amakofibwa wants in sweeping reforms to safeguard state lands. Second Takrady water expansion project to be commissioned soon, according to Ken Ej. And there's also food for thought because the farm owner is slow to catch the thief calls the farm owner a thief. Wow, that's interesting. Now, what's online? I'm talking about the online portals. City Newsroom is what I'll start with. COCOBOD slashes salaries, tightens spending and amid revenue strain. And that's with City Newsroom. And as NDC has made no real impact in 1 year, Apenyo marking. Major Online says COCOBOD announces salary cuts, cost controls as revenue pressure mounts. There's Mahama. Mahama government has made no real impact after 1 year in office, according to Apenyo. And then if you go to Ghana Web this morning is reporting that why Kennedy Japan won overwhelmingly in a Futu Apenyo marking explains. Investigations into Fene Koche's murder has been closed by the police, according to Kwao Kese. Let's now end with your favorite Metro TV online, or our favorite Metro TV online.com. Now, Sheila Batel's demands. Let me rather go with this. And his now resumes ball work after injury. And Otuado laws Greater Accra Regional Hospital staff for dedication to quality care. Ketokweku leads Black Star staff on visit to Greater Accra Regional Hospital. And Matilda Asante Asiedu represents BOG at ECOWAS Central Bank governors meeting. And now this one personally breaks my heart, even though as Muslims we say, Inna lillahi wa inna lillahi raji'un, which is to whom we come from, to whom we shall return. But it's a man who contributed significantly to who have become today. I'm talking about Alhaji Siddiqui Abubakar and of Radio Universe. He passed on yesterday. He went to eternal glory yesterday at age 63. He has nurtured many of the broadcasters that you have you know about today. Myself, Bernard Avle, Paula Domotri, DJ Black, all of us are products of Alhaji Siddiqui Abubakar. I'm sure that at some point I'll put his picture up on the screen so that you see the man I'm talking about. He is a colossus. He's a media colossus. I mean, I'm not sure that if we want to talk about Alhaji's story, we'll probably need about 1 week to talk about him. I mean, he's just a fantastic chap. It is our prayer that Allah accepts him in Jannat al-Firdaus. Anyway, so my guests are here. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us.
Tanumo onunchoni ha o dangma chiechele we kun mayanu tumo osole moji ake ba wona ni aya ba shushu amen.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum Mr. Femi Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action.
Me didn't sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasa.
Come tum preko.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Samacha Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, and a sansu mama hotel so a will beg you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Zoomlion Private Services Limited, your waste management expert. One of the most innovative aspects of our business is our commitment to adopting cutting-edge technologies and sustainable practices in the waste management industry. We have invested in modern waste collection trucks, digital payment systems. We have also implemented efficient waste segregation systems and also developed strategic partnerships with our various stakeholders in the waste management value chain. I can talk about our innovative approach that enables us to reduce waste disposal costs, also minimize our environmental impact, and provide our clients with seamless customer service experience. We are the waste management experts.
believe in you. We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we start the black. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
And now, O Lord, our leaders great, to whom you give wisdom and power to build this glorious institute. So grant us, Lord divine, both strength and love, to cherish and uphold GSTS. Both strength and love, to cherish and uphold GSTS. I mentioned from the beginning that the school was created more as a technical school. Okay, so our primary focus is on the technical and the sciences, but technical basic. So what we're doing now, and which is going into the future, for example, we've provided Wi-Fi for the whole school. That is a foundation for technology. Okay, and then we have the AI workshop. When you mentioned AI, I said, we already had one. We had science lab, we had computer labs also. We have created another studio where the students now would exhibit their AI prowesses. Okay, those who probably may be into affiliate marketing and all that, because you know, these are children who GES have deprived them of having digital assets on them in school. But when they get out, they are going to a world that is digital. How do they transition in these things? So we have to prepare them for that world they are going to meet. So whilst they don't have their phone, they don't have their tablets, they don't have everything in school by themselves, we're providing those things for them. And then when they come out, they are already launched. Okay, so that is the one part that is being done. The dining hall, for example, the kitchen is now high-tech. It is smokeless kitchen. Okay, we are not using charcoal or gas or that sort of thing. No. If you go in there, everything is done in the school, and it is a technology kitchen. And you should see that.
They are living up to their mandates. Wow.
Technical mandate.
So that is a small chunk of that. Okay. And I just have to also mention that we have what we call a clinic in the school. Okay. It is not just an infirmary or a CB or something, and everybody knows that.
We also have a clinic.
Oh.
Yeah, we do.
And dedicatedness is there.
You have to be very careful.
That is resource. Okay.
You have to be very careful.
And GSTS has weaned itself of Ghana water. You know that already. Yeah, we don't. No. We have our bowls and everything that the school provides. So we don't. From when I went to school, we had a huge well that when Secondary Takwade dries up, everybody comes there to come and fetch. Okay, but now we have been able to tap it from the earth, and it's available for everybody. Wow. So we use technology.
Fantastic. Yeah. Wow, this is lovely.
And you know, we have a robotics lab also.
Hey,
yes. You know, Oleni Trebi, Anasa.
Yes.
Oh, he was my classmate. That's another thing.
But I'm going to give him the opportunity because the point is, if we don't take care.
And so we are into robotics as well.
Every Thursday morning, the spirit of the school come alive. From the marching bands to the dining halls, the fear and the panic stories, the convoys to old students' pride, to unforgettable homecoming moments. Metro TV brings you the school's homecoming show live. Relive the glory, celebrate the legacies, reconnect with the memories that shape legends like you, the celebrations, the anniversaries, the homecoming activities, and the legacy projects that you embark in your school. The Metro TV School's Homecoming Show comes to you every Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. live on Metro TV. This is the School's Homecoming Show live on Metro TV.
All right, this is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. So I promised you that I'll let you in on my guest, and I'm going to do exactly that. So today is a gentleman and a lady. As you may have observed, the all-female panelist that used to be the case on Mondays is no more. So now you could have a situation where you have a male and a female, or all male or all female on whichever day. Okay, it's just that's a management decision. Because I personally didn't see why any of the females could not competitively sit with any of the male panelists to debate the issues. So I just thought that it was a good decision by management. So you can see, I mean, today you're going to have a man and a female and a male debating civilly on the matters that we intend to raise on the show today. I also mentioned to you earlier that one of my icons, actually, a man who trained me in this field of journalism, passed on to eternal glory yesterday. I'm talking about Dr. Abubakar Sidi Ahmed. He's a former station manager of Radio Universe, and he's popularly known as Alaji. We all used to call him Alaji. When I joined Universe in 2001, at the time was the station manager, he gave me the opportunity. And I can tell you that since then, it's shaped me into making me who I am today. But he passed on yesterday. I mean, we've all been aware that he was a bit under the weather. He wasn't feeling too well, and his time is up. And as Muslims, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, to whom we came from and to whom we will return. And so, Alaji, we're told that the news was confirmed by his widow, one Nazia Al-Hassan. And she said that he died about 10:15 a.m. at the University of Ghana Medical Center, where he had been receiving treatment over the past few days. And Bright will put up his picture shortly. So for those of you who do not know Alaji, for more than 3 decades, he dedicated his life to Radio Universe, which is a campus-based, you can call it a campus-based radio station. It's purely voluntary, no salaries are paid, nothing. At the end of the month, the students get what we call it hono, as in honorarium. There's something small, you know, for your efforts. And he began as a student journalist, and he rose through the ranks to become a station manager of the University of Ghana's non-commercial campus-based radio station. He holds the distinction of being the longest-serving staff member in the station's history. His tenure was marked by discipline, mentorship, and commitment to excellence in campus broadcasting. And beyond the confines of the university, his impact resonated across Ghana's media landscape, where he trained and inspired generations of journalists who have gone on to distinguish themselves nationally and internationally. I believe I'm distinguishing myself, I might not. Yeah. Anyway, so in what has become, or what became, a touching and symbolic farewell, Radio Universe alumni, I do recall, organized a befitting dinner in his honor, and that was in June 2025. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. I think I was out of town or so. Now, just 2 days after his birthday, to celebrate his decades of service. Now, the event brought together prominent personalities, including Professor Ivan Diamenta, Emeritus Prof. Kwesi Yanka, Professor Clifford Nebo Etego, Professor Kwesi Karkari, Professor Audrey Gajeku, and Supreme Court Justice Henrietta Joy Abona and Nyako Mensah Bonsu, alongside colleagues, alumni, and other dignitaries. Though he formally exited active management last year, Alaji remained a towering presence and moral compass within the Radio Universe community, ever ready with guidance, you know, institutional memory, and a fatherly word for young broadcasters navigating the demands of the profession. And I can go on and on and on and on and talk about Alaji, but let me just read what I'll call how do you even tell it? But Anas Arimeyaw Anas wrote something beautifully about Alaji, and it's a tribute. That's the word I was looking for, a tribute to Alaji Abubakar Sadiq. And he says, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq, a quiet minaret in turbulent times, a pen sharpened by faith, a conscience that would not bend. In the dark seasons of military rule, he stood unshaking beside Kofi Kumsin, Ben Kwaku, Kwesi Pratt Jr., Abdul Malik Kwekubaku, Cabral, Blay, Amehi, Haruna Ata, and Charles Rekubrobe, men who refused silence, who fought to restore constitutional rule and broke the chains of criminal and seditious libel, because they stood truth and freedom stand today. Now, when he was a student at the University of the With waterstrand and illness slowed his body, his spirit still raised ahead of all of us. I visited him, and even in weakness, he spoke strength. Push the frontiers of democracy. Let integrity be your shield. Those words remain my armor. At the Radio Universe, he was father to many voices, nurturing seedlings into towering trees. Bernard Avle, Moro Audu, Nia, De Clegg, Kafui De, Bolere, Shamima Muslim, Namao, Dr. Amanda Kofi, Odate Wellington, DJ Black, Isaac College, and many more. And it says, I count myself among those who shaped a relay runner carrying the baton he placed in my hands. Your days in the coffee shop mafia live on in memory. Ideas brewed like strong coffee, strategies stirred with laughter. We shared bread at our base, moments with Sister Baby that reminded us that even warriors must remain gentle. Al-Haji lived as a servant of Allah, humble in his walk, measured in his speech, firm in his conviction. He knew that the highest court is not of men, but of the Almighty. And may Allah forgive him, widen his grave, fill it with light, and grant him Jannat al-Firdaus. We belong to Allah, and to him we return. Anas Arimeyao Anas. I'm talking about the investigative journalist. Yes, that's the man, Alhaji Siddiq Al-Wakar. Wow, it's incredible. It's as if the man is still alive. That's Alhaji, we call him, or affectionately. He's affectionately known. Wow. I guess that once again we so rest in perfect peace, and may Allah accept him in Jannat al-Firdaus. He was a very, very, very good man. Anyway, I'm sure that we would share with you whatever the funeral. In fact, he was buried yesterday in line with Islamic customs and traditions. But I'm sure that a 40th Adua would get some more information, and then we'll let you know. So that those of you who want to go and bid their final farewell to Al-Haji would do just that. Yep. Anyway, to his family, please take heart. Yes, we believe in death, and we know that everybody would at some point leave the shores of this earth. It's this place called Earth. It's only a transition. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so joining me this morning is a very good friend of mine. She's almost like a sister to me, and except that these days she's not been inviting me over to come and do lunch. But that's one we'll talk about some other time. Anyway, so I'm a Pratt Junior. I like to add a junior for very good reasons. Yes. Oh, I should take it out. I should take it out there. Okay. So Alma Pratt is here with us. She is a press secretary and spokesperson to the vice president, Professor Nana Jane Opoku at Jemai. Now, is it Jane Nana or Nana Jane? It's Jane Nana, right? Or Nana Jane? Sorry? Okay. Whether Nana Jane or Jane Nana.
The value is the same.
His value is the same right here.
The value remains authentically
the same. Anyway, so that's form. You're more concerned about the substance. Anyway, so that's Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang, press secretary and spokesperson as well. Ama, good to see you. Good morning.
Good to see you.
What's in there?
Boko, what shall I say?
You be able to call. When you pay your phone, you making one so fishers of men. You are fishers of women. Make us fishers of men. Also joining us is a very good friend of mine as well. It's called Nana Asafwe J. Aye. He's MP for Bosome Freho and a deputy ranking member for NFS committee. Bro, good to see you.
Charlie,
how are you?
Good.
How's the family? How's the constituency? How's everybody?
I mean, everybody is fine. Everybody is fine. I mean, for some time now, we started from the primaries. So we've been in the constituency, working around the primaries. After the primaries, back to Accra, Parliament starts or Parliament begins. Some party, unity drive, and some very important discussions and meetings. Okay. Then we'll be back to the constituency again to do a few things. But in between those ones have been where we had to engage the constituency and explain or try to find ways around the new cocoa board pricing and cocoa price, because you know my constituency largely, everybody, every household, I mean, has a cocoa farm.
Okay.
I mean, when you look at Asante region, it is one of the cocoa baskets that the Dubiasi Cocoa District. I mean, we have the Bekwai Cocoa District, which part of my site falls under. We have the Dubiasi Cocoa District, which part of my site fall under. So we fall under about 3 cocoa districts, the Konongo ones too, part of it. So actually it's been a cocoa area, and then that's what has been predominantly engaging, I mean, some of us. Aside that, I mean, God has been good. We are healthy, and then we're running day by day. Okay. But it's been a while I saw you too. I've been watching you. Sometimes I wake up and I watch you. Sometimes I say, Moro, they doing thing again. Moro, they doing thing again. So sometimes I watch you as you know. So the question they come on, as you say, Moro, they want to do it again. And you know the times I enjoy the show when you have Uncle Pratt.
Yes.
And Collins.
Yes.
You see, I mean, technically, is a.
Right.
I mean, it's here and here technically.
Yeah.
So sometimes I commend Collins for, I mean, keeping up.
Yes.
I mean, the man is deep.
I know.
He has a whole lot of experience.
I know.
And knows virtually everything across.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you raise, he has an idea about
deep.
it. So you must be tactical.
You want to contain it.
To hold him. I mean, you must be extremely tactical to hold him. So sometimes I'll be watching him and I'll be texting and say, Charlie, how you go do it? Brother for help, brother. So Charlie, I'll be watching everybody too.
And for some reason, Uncle Kwesi likes Collins. I mean, he would always tell you that any day Collins appears on the show, you know, he's excited. I'm not saying he has any problem with that, but he just likes Collins.
It's the mutual respect.
Yeah.
I think it's a mutual respect.
Yeah. And interestingly, you know, it's not easy to take on Agosi. But somehow Collins has a way of taking him on. He doesn't have a problem.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have a problem with that. I mean, Collins has really found a way around.
There was a time we were even laughing about something in Parliament. Say the charisma residue or the residue charisma.
Yeah. So there's no
residual charisma anywhere. There is no residual charisma anywhere. Nobody. Your mama is taking his charisma away. Nobody.
Nothing. There won't be any residue. You know. Anyway, but it was a very interesting theory. The theory of residual charisma. It's something that perhaps we need to explore. I mean, today, the vice president, we have a female vice president, historic. Per Uncle Kwesi's, argument, if Mahama endorses Professor Jane would basically feed off some of JM's charisma in addition to what she already has. Because whether you like it or not, JM is the face of the party, is the face of the government. And for now, he's enjoying some massive goodwill. I mean, lots of Ghanaians to like him. I mean, just yesterday, the IEA, last week, the IEA did an opinion polls on what they thought about the president. Close to about 70% of Ghanaians felt that he was on track. Now, if this continues till 2020, that's 2027, let's say 2028, where the NDC goes to the polls, or where the NDC organizes presidential primaries, per Mr. Kwesi Pratt's argument, if even the perception, it may not necessarily be true, but even the perception is that John Mahama Professor Jane has a blessing of John Mahama. That's if she wants to contest, because at the moment nobody has told us whether she wants to contest or not. Anytime I've asked her, she tells me the woman is focused on delivering on her task. We're waiting for the day when I'll come and tell us whether she's going or she's not going. She's not told us anything. But if, and a big if, she wants to go, and the president endorses her, it would help her a great deal. And that's what he meant by the residual charisma. Then Collins said, no. Mahama is Mahama, Professor Jane is Professor Jane. Don't put the two of them together, But anyway, that's another conversation for another day.
But an interesting conversation.
Very interesting conversation. It was at the tail end of of the discussion.
Right. And for me, it's really.
You agree?
It's not a conversation. These
Really?
are no, it's not.
Okay.
These are two very charismatic individuals.
Okay.
Right. Each one unique in his own way, and each one very effective in its, in his and her own, way.
Right.
Our current President John Dramani Mahama, I dare say, is one of the most effective leaders we have had in Ghana. We love him. Ghanaians love him. It's not an easy thing to achieve, right? Especially if you've come before and been voted out before. It's so novel, that whole thing. Our relationship with President John Dramani Mahama is one that I find exceedingly exciting because it's so nuanced, but it's also really, really beautiful. When I hear Ghanaians take ownership of him, of his person, and love him for the way that he leads, and I think that relationship is not just about the economic recovery that we are all experiencing. I think it goes beyond that. It's his personality, the way he's warm, he smiles. We've seen countless videos of him helping people climb the stairs, catching somebody from falling, stopping a bodyguard from preventing a woman to come close to him. It's his personality and his warmth, so we love him that way. Dare I say that Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman has her own, unique charisma, which is uniquely hers. It's her grace, it's the dignity, with which she carries herself. It's how people warm up to her. It's how when you see her, you see a professor, right? In that you see discipline, you see decency, but then you see warmth. It's very different personalities, but very charismatic in, everybody has their own, right? And Ghanaians are receiving or being receptive to each in its own unique shell and loving each individually. So for me, let's not speak about residual charisma or no, there's no need for that conversation. Everybody has his own charisma, her own charisma, and Ghanaians see the difference, love them each individually. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. And the most beautiful thing is that they complement each other so beautifully. So beautifully. So beautifully. It's working, is it not?
Interestingly, whilst everybody's trying to basically guess and looking into the political crystal ball as to whether John Dramani Mahama would be supporting Professor Jane or not, there's a publication in today's Insight newspaper, and it's a very interesting story, and it will be interesting to pick your thoughts on that. Okay. Now, the Insight says that Ghana poised for first female president, Mahama. Okay. Now look at how the Insight writes the story. Look at the Insight for the story. President John Dramani Mahama has signaled that Ghana could soon make history by electing its first woman president, publicly endorsing Vice President Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman as his preferred successor for the fifth time. Now, this is not what John has said, but that's how the Insight put it. Interesting. They said, speaking at a gender empowerment session on the sidelines of the African Union Heads of State Summit in Addis Ababa, President Mahama declared that women leadership is essential to Africa's future and cannot be ignored. Africa cannot progress by leaving women behind, the president told the gathering. That story continues on page 3. It says that of leaders, policymakers, and development partners, Mahama stressed that women make up nearly half of Africa's population and should be fully represented in governance, business, and national development. He added that Ghana's political trajectory shows that the country is ready to break new ground in female leadership sooner rather than later. The president used the continental platform to urge all African states to ratify the African Union Convention aimed at ending violence against women and girls by the close of 2026. He described the treaty as a vital step towards ensuring safety, dignity, and equal opportunity for women across the continent. President Mahama has stressed that accelerating Agenda 2063 and advancing the Sustainable Development Goals requires harnessing the full potential of Africa's human capital, particularly women, whom he describes as the continent's most underutilized resource. Despite decades of declaration, Africa's gender, now I'm quoting him, Africa's gender agenda remains chronically underfunded. Gender-responsive programs are often the first casualties of fiscal constraints. When austerity measures are implemented, these programs suffer the most. Women's organizations are expected to deliver transformational outcomes with minimal resources. The care economy, largely sustained by African women, remains invisible in national budgets. Efforts to prevent and respond to violence against women and girls are severely under-resourced, President Mahama. And then he talks about what his administration has done in the area of women empowerment. I mean, what do you make of the story?
It's an
Is this an endorsement of Professor Jane?
It's an interesting story. I think our president's position or his legacy as a woman champion is not in doubt.
Right.
The man has given us our first female vice president. He's gone down in history, in Ghana as a woman's champion, right? He has sealed it. He sealed that legacy. So it's in keeping with who he is. If he says anywhere, and particularly at a women's conference, that it's time for women to take up the role of leadership in Africa, in Ghana, it's in keeping with who he is. It's in keeping with his very demonstrated vision, and belief, and so there's nothing really I would have been shocked if he had said otherwise. This is who he is, this is what he believes. Now, do the facts support his assertions? Yes, absolutely. Now, I know that I am biased, right? I am biased because I'm a women's rights advocate. Let's start from there, right? I have been working with women since through my Obasima Foundation. So my position, my beliefs, my feelings about women taking up leadership roles is out there. So some of these conversations, I feel like I will sound like a broken record because everybody knows how I feel about, all of this. But it's also layered. Everybody also knows how I feel about Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, right? And how I feel that she is overqualified. I've said this publicly, from 2019. I've been, shouting myself hoarse on this issue, that all the qualities that make her, great, it's not gendered, right? Change her and make her a man, and I think that she is more than qualified for any leadership role that she is, and I've said this over and over and over again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record. So, if you ask my personal opinion, is Ghana primed, or are we at a point in our history now where we should have a woman president? Absolutely 1000% yes, right? But I have said also over and over and over again that conversation for me now is not a conversation. Right? I have said over and over again, too, that this present NDC government won overwhelmingly at the polls with one mandate. President John Dramani Mahama's vision of resetting this country, of taking us out of where we are, and bringing us, at the very least, up to par, where we need to be. And then we can talk about development. But look how he's delivering beyond expectation, right? So there's a mandate. There's a promise that needs to be fulfilled. So for me, and I've said this again, over and over and over again, I would wish that all of us will concentrate on that, right? Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, please, again, is deeply committed to ensuring that President John Dramani Mahama's vision for Ghana comes to fruition. That's her dream, that's her vision, that's her aim. Now, if you ask me sitting here that a newspaper publishing, that Ghana, it's time for Ghana to have a first female, do I agree? Yes.
President, yes.
Me, personally, me sitting here, yes, I think so.
Right.
And for very obvious reasons. We know that when women lead, we know, right? But then sometimes, even as I say this, I'm also reminded that it's not always about women. It's about people who understand gender, like President John Dramani Mahama. When you have people in position who appreciate representation, who understand our history, who understand the contributions of women in power, things change. And we are experiencing it under President John Dramani Mahama. If we have a woman who gets it, being president, we will experience it further. These are my personal opinions, but I keep saying that for me, today, that's not a conversation. Because really, we should be concentrating on making sure that the research agenda comes to full fruition. Absolutely. But also to say that all of us should be women champions. I will re-echo Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's famous admonition that all of us should be women champions. All of us should be looking at ways in which we can let the woman have full potential, right? In our homes, in our communities, in leadership, come to full bear, because it's the only way we can meaningfully or holistically develop.
But
I
guess
wanted
that
to shift the conversation to what Her Excellency has been up to.
we'll talk about it. I mean, I'll give you the opportunity, because that's like what we do. I mean, oftentimes when you come here, and I give you the opportunity to at least 5-10 minutes tell us, update us on what the Vice President has been up to. But of course, as we speak, nobody knows whether the Vice President herself would be interested in ever becoming president. We don't know that. That's a matter of fact. And I'm sure that even if I promise you the whole world, you won't tell me, whether off record or on record.
I don't know.
And yes, you I hear you.
I do know what her focus is. I can tell you that.
Oh no, we know what her focus is. So you don't know what her aspiration is.
Her aspiration is for Ghana to reset.
Okay. We hear you. We hear you, boss. I'm a prat. We hear. I'll come back to you on the Vice President. Let me bring in your other colleague. Nana,
Senior,
were you at the Thanksgiving service?
Yeah, I did.
That was on Sunday?
Yeah, sure, I was there.
Okay, were you at the National Mosque on Friday?
Of course.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. How did it go?
It was great. I am a friend of the religion, the Muslim religion.
Right.
So, I mean, I love the true Muslim demeanor, the principles, and I mean the appearance. So sometimes I try to look like that, and largely it's been well. I want to commend the leadership of our party for in fact, first.
Now let me beg you. At 8:15 we always take a break, so I'll come back to you so that you can start from the commendation, of your party leadership for what for this event. So you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please stay with us.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwa aba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama o manyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace, happy children, happy fashion.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Saru.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. I'm in the valleys. Keep your head up high. Got to dream with Puma drinks. Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma. Oh yeah. Clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make me send the Puma. Oh yeah, come alive. Puma. Let me hear you. Puma.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Oh yeah, Ghana is opening a new chapter in green growth and investments. Tree Cross Developmental Authority, TCDA, presents the first Ghana Tree Cross Investment Summit and the first Tree Cross Industry Awards 2026. The 4-day event runs from the 17th of February to the 20th of February 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center. Morning sessions start at 8 a.m. and afternoon sessions start at 1 p.m. daily. Theme: Sustainable Growth through Tree Cross Investments, Resetting and Building Ghana's Green Economy. The summit brings investors, policymakers, agribusiness leaders, entrepreneurs from cashew, coconut, oil palm, rubber, mango to share from all over the world to connect. Climax in the summit will be a special gala night at First Tree Cross Award ceremony. For exhibition, sponsorship and registration, contact us on 0303 981 790. Visit our website at tcda.gov.gh or connect with us via our social media platforms at TCDA Ghana. Registration is required to invest in Ghana. Grow Tree Crops. The future is green. Be part of it. Seacoms beyond cocoa. Our Seacoms, our future. Come one, come all.
Accra, Accra, the school of no regret. From here our hearts were shaped to serve our nation free. Oh God, to thee we dedicate Accra Academy. Ese quam videri we say emblem Accra. Yeah. One time I'm done. To sports, athletics. You know, Accra is known all over Ghana for that. But then we are also looking at the creative area of students in that regard. And if you go there right now, we have a school band, and then we've got people that are drawing artists and so on. So we want to push our energy into that area more, because there are other students also that are extremely great in that part of that part of the world. So we want to push harder and then support them in various ways. So we're trying to create an environment, or let's say we're trying to build something for them so that they can also have some of the resources that would help them to produce creatively. So this is also an agenda that we're pushing, and I'm sure that this year the plan will come out, and I'm sure that I will let you know as we go on. Every Thursday morning, the spirit of the school come alive, from the marching bands to the dining halls, the fear and the panic stories, the convoys to old students' pride, to unforgettable homecoming moments. Metro TV brings you the school's homecoming show live. Relive the glory, celebrate the legacies, reconnect with the memories that shape legends like you. The celebrations, the anniversaries, the homecoming activities, and the legacy projects that you embark in your school. The Metro TV School's Homecoming Show comes to you every Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. live on Metro TV. This is the School's Homecoming Show live on Metro TV.
All right, you're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. I'm here with Mami Amaprat. She is the press secretary to Ghana's Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajemain, and also her spokesperson. Also with us here is Nana Asafweje, who's the MP for Bosome Frehu and a deputy ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Regional Integration Committee of Parliament. Okay, so Nana, you were just commending the party leadership. Yeah.
I was commending the leadership of the party. For me, we were at the crossroads. In fact, as a student of politics, what I was so much concerned about was not the 31st January primaries, but it was the aftermath of the 31st January primaries. Right. That was my worry, because some of us knew that, look, whatever be the case, there will be a winner. What happens after, that was the fear. Right. So I was so scared. If you would listen to if you paid attention to some of the things that I said before the primaries, or particularly in my constituency, I was so much worried about the cohesion of the party after 31st. So I commend the party leadership, particularly the Presidential Elections Committee, for putting measures in place. In fact, that helped the party navigate through these very critical, crucial times. Some of the decisions they took were not the pleasant of decisions, but it helped us, get to where we are now. Example was the proxy voting. We've been voting with proxy for a long time, and it is even enshrined in the constitution of our party. Moro, now a camp or a group of people raise an issue that no, we are not going to allow proxy. Proxy is this, proxy is that. It is a venue or conduit for people to do. Then they go into decision and says that, hey, look, let's hold on and put the proxy aside. There was an issue about TESCON. Quickly, they had to take a decision about TESCON. A whole lot of things that they did, and for me, it helped us. Now, again, the regional, the constituency, and the party delegates, I commend them highly. Look, for the first time, I have witnessed an MPP elections that was that peaceful. In my constituency, around 12, we are done, and we were all sitting there having conversation, waiting for 2 o'clock. And now going through the album and checking who is not here, who is here. Some of them were even in Kumasi. I had to let people go and bring them. Some even went to their farms. We went to the farm to bring them. As at 12, we were done. And then we only picked in a few people that had not been at the premise. Right. So that we can have about 100%, apart from those who are dead. Serious work that gave us a certain stability. Right. And for now, you will not even find any camp talking about some untoward activity that happened during the elections.
Right.
Oh, have been stolen. I mean, they rigged here, they did this, they did that. Nobody is talking about that. And for me, it is a good start. Again, the result as it came gives you a certain indication that, hey, look, you may not have the highest percentage you are looking for, but the party is resolute behind one person. Because you look at, we have 276 constituencies. We finish elections, and among between 5 candidates, one person secures about 240 constituencies. Clearly, it tells you that this is an absolute control and direction. That gave us a certain, stability and peace within the party. Now again, if we had gone into the elections and the percentage-wise was about close, it would have been another possibility of power struggle. But you realize that even the two behind the leader or the first candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Honorable Ken Ejapon, and Honorable Brian Echampong, put together, is nowhere yet close to the victor.
Right.
And that, for me, it's important. Now, after this whole process, you find the party leadership instituting programs that would bring us together. First, we must, and it is important, yesterday, Sunday, the sermon was clear. Thanksgiving, showing appreciation, is important to God. He healed about 9 or 10 lepers, and only one got back to go and say thank you. And you could see how he was genuinely appreciative of that act of thanksgiving. So it is important that we thank God for even the journey mercies to all the constituencies, the traveling up and down and all that. The peace we have had as a party. And for me, it is very important in party building. A party that goes into elections and come out with a defeat like that we have had. This is very important step towards gravitating everybody towards the major goal. For me, it is important.
Right.
And it is one of the reasons why I keep quiet when I hear a whole lot of things. Look, the total register for election 2024 was 18 million plus. You know that.
Right.
The NDC, John Dramani Mahama, had 6 million plus. The MPP had 4 million plus. Put everybody together, it was around 11 million. About 7 million didn't vote. So put the 7 million that didn't vote, plus those that didn't vote for John Mahama, you are having about 12 or 11 point something million Ghanaians
who abstained.
Question
is why?
From voting John Mahama.
Right.
From voting John Mahama. So the assertion that Ghanaian loves him, Ghanaian it is another issue that time will tell. For me, I completely disagree with a lot of the things. But that not to say that I will not give credit where credit is due. Like I said, on the paper, the things looks good. But in Bobiem, in Siwa, in Aframwase, in Biase, in Tebeso, in Enyaso, it is not the same on paper. So I have my reservation. I have seen...
Are you suggesting that the people who live in the areas that you're talking about don't buy fuel at the same price that we're buying? Are they are not buying bags of cement at the same price as everybody's buying?
Hold on, I will get there.
Yeah. So I want to understand what you mean by they are not feeling it.
I will get there.
Okay.
I'll get there. If you want me to. You see, when the inflation rate was supposedly 23, when I'm moving from Siwa to Danso, I pay the motorbike. In my constituency, our roads are poor. We do not even use cars to commute. You either walk or you use a motorbike. So from Siwa to Danso was 10 cedis, some 9 cedis. Today, fuel is down. Inflation is down. I mean, everything looks good. But the Siwa to down, so it's now 15 cities.
It doesn't make sense.
Thank you. Because it's not making sense to me.
Okay.
It is not making sense to me. That is why I have issues. Look, when the MPP took over, we won the 2016 December elections. 2017, Nanado was going to the West African Secondary School, somewhere around Adenta. Look, the whole of Adenta to Medina, there was a roadblock with Ghanaians coming out in their numbers to hail Nanado. His ratings among Ghanaians was higher than the ratings John Mahama is getting today. And you know the fact. Nanado was making 76 somewhere, and John Mahama was making 69, 70 today. His ratings was higher than what we are seeing now. So for me, technically, it is not about who leads Ghana, whether male or female, but it's about when our questions are answered, and our conditions are okay, and we see a clear direction. When people felt that the direction the MPP told us they were taking us to, that made us come out to vote for them. They veered off from the direction according to them. They stayed home. They didn't vote. They stayed home. It is not about the defense we put up. Look, we were defending DDP. But after elections, we admit that it was one of the causes of our downfall. Yes. We were defending every single policy or decision by government, because that is my job. As a member of the party, one of the requirements of you is to defend your party. So we defend the party. Even when you know that the cocoa price is not what you promised the people are not happy, you will defend it, because you must defend the party. I was asking one NDC guy in my constituency, you said the price is okay, so I'm giving you an opportunity. I want to buy your cocoa bag. Do you want me to buy your cocoa bag with the NDC price or the MPP price? He said, senior, give me the MPP price. Bottom line. So the things that we say, the things that we do, we must be careful about them, because tomorrow we will come back to defend some of them. Okay. So, senior, sincerely speaking, I am not even ready to go into the discussion of who becomes the gender to become the president of this country. No, I know. I get it. I get it. As for the MPP, by the grace of God, we have elected our running flag bearer, in whom we believe that he is our best foot forward. The flag bearer had indicated, or has indicated Sunday, that the party is beginning an internal restructuring and reorganization. We are going to our polling station to reorganize the party at the polling station. We are going to our constituency to reorganize our party in our constituency. We are going to the region to do same, and we'll do same in national. When we're done, he said we are putting out a policy unit within our party that will be guiding and directing the policy direction of the party and our future government. So for me, what is important is that we rally behind the leader of our party now, to go through the reorganization of the party and fix the vehicle that will take us to the battle. Because I believe strongly that when the horses that will take us, the horses and the chariots that will take us to the war are right and ready and strong, victory will come from the Lord. So for me, I am not so much in a hurry for a lot of things. Let us wait, give the NDC the time. Let them do their internal elections. We would see and we would watch from afar. When they are done and they bring whoever they want to bring, we will be waiting for them. It
All
is
right.
their job to market whoever they are bringing, and it's our job to market whoever we are bringing. But the
All right.
decision lies with the Ghanaians who will make the choice.
Okay.
And just like they have always been making the choice, they will make another choice in 2028.
Okay.
So, Muro,
all right,
we have some time.
Yep.
We have some time.
Let's say we have interesting times ahead, eh? Oh, would you want to spend maybe the next 5 minutes or so in bringing us up to speed on what the Vice President has been up to?
Absolutely, I would love that. I would love that. But just to say that, I just realized a bit of inconsistencies in what my brother was saying. You know, he speaks about, and I'm not even going to argue with him about the percentages that he uses, but he speaks about a certain percentage abstaining from voting for President John Dramani Mahama, and I thought that was very interesting communication, considering that what it means is that they also abstained from voting for Baumia.
Well, obviously. I mean,
right.
the 11
but I thought it was very interesting the way he kept stressing they
didn't vote for
abstained
Mahama,
from voting for John Dramani Mahama. You don't know that. Right. So they abstained. Right. Can we leave the full stop where it needs to be? They abstained. And I'm not going to contest your facts. I'm not going to contest your figures. You know, I'm just interested in his reason, because he himself says when the people of Ghana realized that the MPP had veered off its mandate, they stayed home. So it's interesting for me that in one breath, people stayed home from voting for your side because they realized that you had backtracked from your own vision. And yet the people that stayed home then stayed home and abstained from voting for His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. The inconsistencies is just what I'm pointing out. And to say that, and this is me quoting him again, that, you know, as a member of a political party, regardless what the facts are, you will come out and communicate to support, you know. And just to caution that kind of positioning perhaps is the reason why MPP's fortunes dwindled the way that it did. Today's Ghanaian cannot be managed. You know, today's Ghanaian cannot be told, you know, to feel a certain way, or today's Ghanaian cannot be, you can't impose facts on the Ghanaian. Right. We live through, you know, our circumstances. Like you rightly pointed out, when we go to the fuel pump to buy fuel, it's a lived experience. We know how much we spend. Right. When we live in this country, we know the leadership we are experiencing. It's our lived experience. It doesn't matter how fanciful the managed figures are, you know, where we ourselves put out facts, and we ourselves struggle with the fact that we ourselves are putting. We're like, it doesn't even make sense to me. But somehow we want the Ghanaians to buy it. You know, that era is over. Ghanaians know things for themselves. It's our lived experiences. It's we. So just to caution, I will not even comment on the MPP's elections, but just to caution that, let us be truthful with the Ghanaian. Let us admit where there is, you know, need to admit. Let us praise where there's need to praise. Let us criticize where there's a need to criticize. Bottom line, let us be truthful. I wish that base of our politicking will be covered, where the MPP is truthful, where the NDC is truthful, so the conversation gets elevated. So when we sit and we have conversations and we have debates, it's about superior solutions, right? We think we should do it this way. No, let's do it this other way. This is been proven. This is better. Then we are elevating the politics of our country. Let's not debase our politics and disrespect the Ghanaian with communication that is not factual, with managing, you know, facts, managing figures. That is why we are where we are. That is why Ghanaians voted the way they voted. That is why Ghanaians appreciate the NDC. That is why Ghanaians are loving His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, and by extension, Her Excellency Professor Nana Jinno-Pokuagyem, because they see truth, they see respect, they see openness, they see honesty, and they see a side that is resolved to fighting and solving sustainably the problems that confront this country. Just to put that out there. And come straight to how Her Excellency has been faring, you know, these past. I will start with Valentine's Day, right, and say that, you know, if you follow Her Excellency's activities, and this is even international, everywhere she goes, she shares the Ghanaian chocolate. Everywhere she goes, you know, she always has, you know, a box of chocolate that she's giving to delegates, that she's giving to her, you know, contemporaries. It's something that she does. So on Val's Day, she shared this lovely, very short message on her social media handles that admonished all of us to share the love, right? She says there's no sweeter way to commemorate the day than to share the love, to share the chocolate, but to proudly and intentionally choose the Ghanaian chocolate. I will not even belabor the point, because for me, it's a precursor to a conversation we're about to have about the industry, right? But just to put it out there, that even for something as, you know, as Valentine's Day, Her Excellency finds a way to draw our attention to our habits, the things we consume, how we can beautifully and romantically choose Ghana in our love, in our romance, how we express romance with our partners, even in that process, how we can consciously choose Ghana, and the economic repercussions, you know, thereof. So just to put that one out there. And to also congratulate Her Excellency that she is now a member, you know, of PAGE, the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy. The President was very clear that when he is absent, Her Excellency would chair, you know, its activities. It is that body that appreciates where we are, right? This need for a disciplined, you know, trusted, collective approach to solving the economic problems that confronts Ghana. This for me is what this is. If you look at the personalities on PAGE, you can't help but realize the diversity in there. Different people from diverse backgrounds, diverse political leanings, all of them experienced hands, cutting across sectors, cutting across ages, all being put together to sort of be that advisory, can I call them board?
Right.
Giving independent, time-tested advice for, you know, the sector, the economic sector.
These are members of the board.
These are the members of the board.
Professor Priscilla Chumesi Bafo, you have Kwame Pianim, you have Mr. Ishmael Yamsen, you have Her Excellency herself, you have Dr. Kobna Dufo, Senior himself, Mrs. I think it's Miss Abnamoa, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Stock Exchange. You have Toby Akwede, the 14th, and you have Professor Patience Asiwe Abo. All right. So that's 8, eh?
It's beautiful. They cut across. They cut across. Even in terms of the politics, right? They cut across, and it's beautiful. It reminds us that where we are right now, it's not politics as always. We can't be partisan and expect to move ahead. It's collective responsibility. This present government, this administration, this leadership recognizes the need, you know, for this collective effort, and it reflects across board. It's reflecting in all of the appointments that are going on. It's reflecting in all of the bodies that are being instituted. It's not instituting a body for its sake. Look at these people on the board and tell me that they don't know what they are talking about when they give, you know, advice, and tell me also that they will not be independent.
Right.
Right. So just to congratulate Her Excellency for this. This happened last week, but also to speak about Gamma. And forgive me today, I'm being very, I'm putting everything into letters. So there was an end of year celebration and a meeting for Greater Accra Markets Association.
Okay.
And they invited Her Excellency. You know, there's a gathering of all the markets women, market associations, you know, market queens. This was their first meeting for the year. And of course, Her Excellency put everything on hold to go be with her women, right? To go be with her women. It was a lovely time, you know, to listen to their vision for the year, to listen to their requests, you know, and to listen to all the ways in which they know they can help, they can contribute to building this economy, right? And for Her Excellency to assure them of this government's continued support in ensuring that all of their dreams, all of their visions, all of their goodwill comes to full fruition, Her Excellency used this opportunity to speak about the Women's Development Bank and to ensure that stakeholder engagements, active stakeholder engagements, were still ongoing. Now, I will say this. That very day it was day 2 of a really broad spectrumed engagement that we had to leave. That engagement started at 8:30 in the morning. This engagement was around 1, so it was still ongoing even as Her Excellency was addressing, this. So we left here, and I went straight back into that Women's Development Bank conference. So that assurance is important. I'm excited that it came from Her Excellency herself to the women that, listen, we see you. We see how some of you fall within the gaps of the economy. There are Ghanaian women who today are underserved, by this broad, economic structure that exists. There are women that fall within the cracks. They fall within the gaps. They are underserved. They don't, if you are going for loans with the banks, they don't even qualify, So these are the women that definitely are in the view of Her Excellency. And these are the women that the Women's Development Bank is poised to take care of. She also used the opportunity to speak about the market revitalization project. If you recall, a couple of months ago, we were in Kumasi to assess markets, to see where some support can be given in terms of infrastructure, in terms of, whichever way. So she used the opportunity to remind us, that initiative is still ongoing, and it's all hands on deck. This government will not speak at Ghanaians. It's always, how do we support? Where are the shortfalls? Direct us. What are your priority areas? Why is it that when we support you, it will be most beneficial to you, right? We don't know it all. We don't have all the answers. You lead. You lead, and for me, it's a beautiful, 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 graceful way of leadership that I certainly appreciate, and Ghanaians certainly appreciate too. I will also speak about yesterday's engagements. Yesterday, I got home very, very late. We were at the Chinese New Year celebration event, the Year of the Horse. It was exciting times. What I would say about that would be when Her Excellency speaks about enduring partnerships, right? Enduring partnerships that we have with other countries, other agencies, other partners, all of that. Enduring partnerships. She speaks about transparent, fair, and mutually beneficial relationships. Relationships built on the clarity of purpose. When we know where we are going, where are we going? What are we doing? Right? Accountability. It's key. She also speaks about an alignment with our national development. So we are not just running around like headless chickens, doing everything that comes. Anything comes, the wind blows you here, you move. The wind blows you there, you move. No. What's the structure? What's the focus? What's your plan? And you stay true to that. You execute. And everybody is happy. It's mutually beneficial. Now, for me, and this will be my takeaway from everything, and not just this engagement, but from every other time I've heard Her Excellency interact with, maybe an ambassador is leaving a farewell, maybe somebody has come from somewhere to meet her. One thing that runs through in all of these engagements is Her Excellency's insistence that development is not just about infrastructure, but development is about people, cultures, right? Mutual respect. Where you can come and speak to us about how many companies or industries your side has established in Ghana. For Her Excellency, then we should also be having conversation around how many companies and industries we have also set up in your country. Then we are moving somewhere, right? So just to say that, and I'm just speaking, if you give me all day, I can talk you through maybe 3 more activities, but because of time, let's pause here and see that Her Excellency, as always, has been very, very busy. She keeps busy. Today, she's just as busy. She's going to be busy till, Saturday. The goal is the reset agenda. The goal is to support His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to deliver, on the reset agenda. Ultimately, Ghana would smile.
Nana, I want us to move on to...
Hold on. My attention has just been drawn to managing facts and managing figures.
Right.
I didn't know somebody was managing facts
Okay.
or was managing figures. And I don't know which facts and figures that are being managed here today.
Right.
But you see, like I said, and I've seen that on your timelines. When we left inflation at 23, and you bring inflation to 3 point something, 86, I don't know, I'm not. On paper, it looks good, isn't it? It looks good. But you see, it's all over social media, not just me, about the cost of prepaid electricity. Celebrities complaining. The prepaid that I buy for a month, now I buy that same prepaid for that month, and it takes me 1 week, 3 days. You're telling me I'm managing figures? Or you're telling the Ghanaians they are managing the figures? One of the celebrities, I've even forgotten his name, he brought his receipts that 1 month he used to buy less than 2,000 during the times of MPP. Today he is buying times 2, almost 4,000. So where is the figures being managed?
Okay.
Now, get to Lagos. Get to the students. Ask them, how much was their hostel fees? How much was their school fees when the inflation was 23? And now that the inflation is 3, ask them. And they will tell you, go around town. Yesterday, I had to help a friend pay rent. And the rent that was 18,000 that last year, today had to pay 20,400.
Okay.
So where are the figures being managed? And where are the figures being massaged? So the Ghanaians you can't manage. Yes.
Where's the issue about managing figures coming from?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. So no, hold on. Let me finish. You've spoken enough. Let me finish. When I'm done, you have your point. You can make that. Now, water bill. There have been about 28% to 30% increase in water bill. So who is managing what figures? And you see, Moro, I keep saying that today, we will defend everything. But after the elections, when your numbers go down, when things happen to your surprise, now you come back reflectively in that mood, sober, to admit to the facts.
Okay.
That is what is important.
All right.
All the political parties have won elections before. All the political parties have won elections before. And that is why I keep getting so worried when my colleagues or my friends at the other side are defending the haircut for the cocoa farmers. Because I came here this morning to do that. Because where I come from,
That's
look,
what I'm saying. Let me
conclude with jumping again.
It's about cocoa farmers.
So
that's what we're going. So
no, I'm sharing a story with you.
No, don't worry. Share it when I started.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, you can share it with
Okay.
story. Yeah. Because this is how I want to approach it. Now, in the wake of the announcement of the cocoa price for farmers recently, when the finance minister addressed the press, there was a lot of public commentary about the fact that, well, depending on where you stand, that the cocoa farmers had been shortchanged, and yet the management of Cocoa Board were living large. As for them, they are enjoying, and yet they're asking farmers to take a haircut, quote and unquote. And so yesterday, I got the statement from Ghana Cocoa Board. It must have been around 8 p.m. thereabout, and it says press release. Ghana Cocoa Board, date 16th February 2026, and it says to all media houses, Cocoa Board management and senior staff pay cut. Now I said executive management and senior staff of Cocoa Board have effective today, which was yesterday, Monday, February 16, 2026, reduced their salaries for the remainder of the 2025-2026 crop year in recognition of the current liquidity challenges in the cocoa industry. The executive management has taken a 20% cut, while the senior staff have taken a 10% reduction in their respective salaries. This decision and other cost-cutting measures in procurement and a staff rationalization exercise are aimed at reducing the overall expenditure of Cocoa Board and aligning costs with revenue. Issued by Chief Executive. And this is what we are being told. We all know that the cocoa industry has been at the center of national debates and following the tensions over producer prices and the broader sustainability of the cocoa industry. And of course, and for that matter, cocoa farming. Now, we've heard industry watchers saying that the burden of financing cocoa purchases and some other operational costs and the impact of global price volatility on revenue flows is what has impacted on the price. Now, we're told that Cocoa Board's decision to cut salaries at the top is therefore being framed as an internal response to cash pressures affecting the sector, while management is pushing to contain costs through procurement reforms and workforce adjustment. Well, you can see from the statement which was issued by the chief executive that it doesn't provide details on the size of the liquidity gap or the amount of savings expected from the salary, the reductions, but I've also heard people say that at least it signals leadership efforts to demonstrate shared sacrifice as the institution pursues broader restructuring measures during the crop season. Now, you would see that even in today's newspapers, there's quite a number of other stories in there about the cocoa industry. But let me first of all pick your thoughts on this, because I noticed you are so geared up to talk about cocoa. Now, first of all, let's start from this angle. Is the leadership by example? Which is to say that we're in this together. We're in this crisis together.
Thank you. You see,
good move. 20% by the chief executive.
I want to say that I think that in the local language, when you come to my place, around Kokobin, around Yapesa, the conversation, they have a local word they use. With the Madri Diagro. I don't know if you get it. The boys on the street will say, Oleke Madri. That is what is happening here.
To wait is a bad decision.
Not to wait.
Okay.
It is just a facade, a demonstration that do not have that will not even give us what we are looking for.
Okay.
In any case, first and foremost, simple question. How many are the senior or the managers, management members?
Right.
How many are they?
We don't know. I don't have the figures.
Yes. How many are they? How many are the senior staffs? Put them together. That cut they are telling us, how much is it? What will it do?
Remember that they are not just doing a 20% for chief executive, 10% for senior staff, but they're also doing staff rationalization. They're going to ask a lot of people to go.
Hold on. Before staff rationalization, you have employed so much. Yes, you've done so much employment. This supposed cost that is making you do this were there when you came. Yet you employed so much. Check from 2015 to 2020, 25 to 2026, the number of recruitment Cocoa Board has done.
Do you have the numbers?
More than, about almost 200 of them.
200?
Yes, more than.
You know this for a fact?
Yes. And you can check from the cocoa farmers. I said the Cocoa Board. 2, this supposed cost or challenge that you are making us believe is the reason for what is happening now was there. Yet you went ahead to procure vehicles.
Okay.
Moro, I don't know if you get the point I'm making.
To you, yeah.
This problem didn't come after you procured the vehicles. They came before you procured the vehicles. Now, even check the cut.
Right.
The amount of money spent in procuring the vehicles are way more than what you intend to get when you cut those costs you are cutting the 20% and the 10%. I know for a fact, because check the prices of the cars they bought.
Okay.
And I'm asking you the number of staff and management. They should come and put those figures out. Now, 3, these problems were there. These problems were there. Yet we went ahead to do renovation at the CEO's bungalow. These renovations were there. So I'm just saying that the renovation, this what do you call it? This message of 20% and 10% is just a facade. They are just trying to lick our minds. And for me, it is not the solution. Now, the solution from what the minority is saying is that government must find a bailout for the farmers. Government must go to every extra mile to find a bailout to the cocoa farmers. Because we have seen global salary cuts, not today. Time between times, Kufuor saw global price reduction, Kufuor saw global price reduction, Mills saw global price reduction. So why is it that global price reduction for the first time will make us go to that point that we are going for about 1,001 Ghana cedis to cut the cost? For the farmer to bear this, what do you call it, this pain. So, Muru.
Yes, sir.
The bottom line is simple. That it is clear that where we are, it's not about the debt or so-called that we came to meet in Cocoa Board, because this is not the first time management of Cocoa Board has come to meet debt. This is as a result of bad decision. Forward selling and spot selling. Miscalculation of when to sell, how to sell, and where to sell. That is why we are here. And that must be pointed out clearly. Let people not run under the guise that they were cost in Cocoa Board when we came. I've sent you some articles. When you read them, you see the cost in Cocoa Board that was inherited by the NPP government. Yet, there was no price cut. Market went down, yet there was no price cut. So, bro, please, let us be clear in our minds and be objective that this problem we are facing can never be associated with cost or debt that we came to meet in Cocoa Board, but has everything to do with poor decision and management of Cocoa Board.
Okay.
That's clear. That's clear. So for me, if you ask me...
So you don't think this is a good idea?
Is that?
It's not a good idea, even if it's symbolic. For
It
the top
won't
management.
solve. What is it solving? What is the intended point solving?
Because you called for, maybe not you asking as a person, but you called for management to also make some sacrifices.
No, what we call for as
to sort of show, to prove to the farmers that they're in this together.
We call for two things in our press conference as minority. One, that there must be a bailout for the farmers. Government should look for money and give it to the farmers.
Okay.
And hold the fort. Because that is how the cocoa market goes. It's the volatility of the cocoa market. That's how it goes.
Right.
Now, two, we said that the management of Cocoa Board must be sacked, including Randy. We never said that the management must make sacrifice.
Okay.
We are saying that everything we are facing here has a problem to do with them and their decisions. And that is why the cocoa farmer cannot suffer for somebody's decision.
Okay.
That is our position, and we demonstrate that through our conversations. And I've sent, like I told you, I sent you articles. When you read, you see the cost that were left by the NDC when MPP took over 2017.
Okay.
So it's not about debt. Ghana, has there ever been a time that a government took over from a successive government and didn't mention debt as a country? Have we had that before?
Okay.
It is not even possible. Kufuor will tell you that he inherited debt from Rollers. Mills will tell you same from Kufuor. Kufuor will tell you same from Mills Mahama. Mahama is saying same from Kufuor. Whoever will come after Mahama will say same. We have always been running the country in this way. So you cannot tell me that today you came to inherit debt that has been there since. And because you came to inherit debt, the cocoa farmer should suffer. It is not possible.
Okay.
It is not possible. So we are still insisting that government should find money and bail out these farmers.
Okay.
The farmers are pleading, the farmers are crying that government must do everything possible to give back their monies to them.
Right.
The 3,600 they are buying, that is what they want to have.
Okay.
That is what they are crying to have, and that is what they must have.
Right.
If you are listening government, if the people love you like they said, if the people like you like they are saying, then it is important that you go back to ensure that the things you said, if you are not able to give them what you promised them, You don't take from them what you are not giving them. So it is important that we stay consistent and don't manage the figures or the facts and give them what they are looking for. That is important.
Okay.
I agree with him.
Okay.
I agree with him. I agree with him that it is important that nobody manages the figures, nobody manages the facts. That all of us are consistent with the facts and all of us speak the truth.
Right.
Because like I've been saying on this program this morning, the truth, starting from the truth, is where we can have solutions holistically. Where all of us are not, managing facts, but all of us, and then we can have superior arguments. Your solution doesn't work, mine works, mine doesn't work. So what is the truth? Let's start from there, right? Just to debunk this thing where he says, I have some facts, I've sent them to you. I don't think it's such hard work to sift through a couple of articles and determine what the figures are, right? You're saying that the MPP inherited debts in the cocoa sector and the MPP did better with the cocoa sector. What would it take coming to a studio to have that conversation? To look through the articles that you yourself have procured right now and then just use a highlighter and come to us with that fact that in this year, when the MPP was, we had this amount, now we have this amount, then we can have a conversation. But to just say that, oh, I have some articles. Who wrote those articles? Where are those articles coming from? And I forwarded those articles to you. And those articles will prove that the MPP did better. That for me is not a starter. It's not an argument. Let's start from there. What are the facts? Today, as we know it, in over 80 years, about 80 years of Cocoa Board's existence, right now, we are being told that its liabilities exceed its assets. Today, for the first time in the history of this country, Cocoa Board is recording negative equity. That is not something that other governments have had to deal with. This is a very special situation that this current Cocoa Board is having to deal with. Let's look at some facts and some figures. And please permit me to quote. From 2020, these are the losses Cocoa Board has been recording. 199 billion, 395 billion, 78 billion, 400 billion. It goes on and on and on. On and on and on and on. In the last 8 years, it's been one time that gains were made in the sector. And please, check your facts and your figures and let's have that conversation right here now. So, the truth is that Cocoa Board is struggling. And it is struggling peculiarly. It is not your average, every government comes into office and there's debt. That is not what we are talking about today. Again, let's talk some facts and some figures. And I really like to quote because, honestly, my math is not that good. And so I came with the facts and the figures. What was government's position in opposition? The position was that, at the end of the day, whatever price there is, don't take more than the farmer. Right? Which was what was existing. Now, if I understand the Honorable Eriko Poku very well, I think I do. His argument was that for the first time in the history of this country, the MPP government was dealing with cocoa farmers in such a way that government was profiting over 60% over the cocoa farmer, which was his position in opposition, that this is not right. You can't do that. So the NDC's position then, which is the NDC's position today, is that in terms of percentages, give more to the farmer. We will come and we'll do 60%. He says, even President John Dramani Mahama said, no, the 60% is even too low. Let's do 70% for the farmer. Government will take 30%. Do the facts support these percentages? Yes. Today, looking at the rates, right, and you use the exchange rate as well, looking at the rates, which at the time of determining the first pricing was 10.25, right? As against in their time, 15.5, the figure was 3,228.75, which is in keeping with the 70% pledge that we are going to give you 70% you know, in favor, whatever the price is, you take 70%, we take 30%. This figure is in direct keeping with that. Now, in September, October, when the exchange rate changed and became 11.50, what did government do? Government reworked the figures in the favor of the farmer. And now we are looking at a figure of 3,625. So, listen, there's a real difficulty here. Exchange rate used to be 15%. At 15%, somebody was able to do 6,000 thereabouts because of the exchange rate. The same figures, unfortunately, because of the exchange rate we have now, when you do the math, you can't come up to that amount. If the exchange rate had stayed at 15%, this government would have been doing better in terms of the final figure than MPP. Because this government is giving you more, 70%, right? Now, the truth is that, and this is the only time I'm going to agree about these facts not helping anybody. The truth is that at the end of the day, bottom line, to that farmer, I don't care about percentages. And he's right. I really don't care. Even if you're giving me 100%, and at the end of the day, it looks as if I'm having to pay more or I'm having to buy less, I'm not impressed. I can understand that argument. So basically, all I'm asking is that we come to this conversation with truth. And the truth is that this government is doing more in favor of the farmer than the MPP did. Bottom base facts. Unfortunately for all of us, however, in spite of the government's best intentions, in spite of the fact that beyond intentions, this government is doing more for the farmer, the exchange rate just doesn't favor all of us. It's 10. It favors us in some way, where we speak about, oh, it's been so wonderful. However, in this particular instance, it's looking like it's not favoring us. What do we do? What do we do? So we are where to, what do we do? What is the finance minister saying that we do? Here we are. He says, and this is the new cocoa bill that's going to be introduced. It says we will prohibit the cocoa board from quasi fiscal expenditure and other non-core expenditure, and we will punish them if they ever do that. What are we talking about? Let's go back into a few months, where we spent over 48 billion procuring jute sacks. Over 48 billion procuring jute sacks. Jute sacks that some are still sitting at the port. The jute sacks that we procured with 48 billion. As we sit here now, those sacks are still at the port. However, we've been operating for a year and more. We don't need them. We have not even taken stock of what exists. Past administration did not even take stock of what existed. Do we need more? We are just procuring. To the tune of 48 billion. This is what we are talking about, right? We were taking cocoa board's money and using it for things that have no correlation, no relationship with the sector. So, we will not do that anymore. It says, Parliament is commissioning the Attorney General to do a forensic audit into all of these expenditure, right, over the last few years. And for me, it's very important. It goes direct to this issue of oral, right? Recovering all loots. Because clearly, some of the math here is not mathing. So we need to do that. And so that commission has been set up, or it's being commissioned. So we look into all past expenditure. Where did the money go? What was the money used for? If we can recover some, put it back into the sector, let's do that. Now, the automatic adjustments conversation, very important conversation, where prices would align with the world exchange prices. And again, where 70% of gross price will be paid to the cocoa farmer. As for that 70%, nobody is shifting that goalpost. We stand where we are. Nobody is moving from there. Now, the rationalization, I think that has already been done. The rationalization of the debts that exist. We're looking at debts for the road industry, the road contracts, industry alone. 20-something, that has been rationalized about 4.5 billion. But we are told happily that, some other sectors are going to absorb that. The road and transport, I think, would absorb those ones. We are told in some instances that central government would absorb some of these debts. Bank of Ghana would absorb some. All of these measures such that we can have a semblance of a clean slate and we can start again. Now, he speaks about a facade. When government workers at the end of the month work for a whole month and receive their salary, the figures definitely cannot be a facade. Right? Those figures are real. I'm hearing facade, and it's the same thing I heard when announcements were made that in this administration, no government appointee was going to enjoy DSTV. No government appointee was going to enjoy this. This has been scrapped. That had been scrapped. All we had at the time was facade. Well, we live that reality. Coming into Metro TV this morning, I came with my Toyota Corolla. No? My Toyota Camry. I came here with it. It's not a facade. That car is not a facade. It's sitting at the entrance of Metro TV. It's not a facade. So just to remind our colleagues that when these things are announced, we live it. We experience it. You see, we saw the time when being in government was a luxurious adventure where, you know, you enjoyed this and that and the perks and all of that. We don't live that reality. That is not our reality. So I can understand them when they call it a facade. They can't phantom. It's strange. How can it be that a whole cocoa board will start slashing its salaries by 20% in some instances, 10% in that? It's got to be a facade. It cannot be real. Well, it is. It is real. When the NDC asked Ghanaians to vote and said to Ghanaians that we're going to reset this country, it wasn't a facade. And we are living through that. I want to calmly say that the recommendations are, I don't know what to say.
Before you get
right,
there, he poses
two main recommendations.
Before you talk about the recommendations, he poses the question about the value of the cuts. He says if it's 20% to the chief executive officer, that's one person. I don't know if Cocoa Board has a deputy chief executive officer. I don't know. I stand to be corrected. But for now, we know that we know there's a chief executive officer. That's Dr. Randy Abe. Now, 20% of Dr. Randy Abe's salary, and then you have 10% of other senior staff. Now, Nanaya poses the question that what is the value of that reduction? I mean, how much does Cocoa Board intend to save? And even if you are told even if you tell him what the value is, he doesn't buy that, because that was not part, or that was not included in the list of things that they are asking the government to do to Cocoa Board. And he says, one, they are asking the government to pay cocoa farmers what is due them. Okay? And wherever the money is, government, go and find it and pay cocoa farmers. That's one of their requests. Second one is that the government should relieve of the position held by Dr. Randy Abe and his staff. Okay, so that's the second. And what's the third one again? You said pay the money to just to have. So they didn't ask for a reduction in salary. So for that's why he's not impressed.
Of course I mean, so it's not about him not
how
being
many
impressed.
minutes are we speaking?
It's not about him.
I'll come back to you. Yes, I'll come back to you.
It's not about him not being impressed. It's about him not believing. He says it's a facade. He doesn't even believe that it's possible. So he is impressed. As for impressed, he's very impressed. He's so impressed, he thinks it's unbelievable. It's not possible. That's how much impressed he is. So this is what the letter says. The letter says executive management. It doesn't say the person of Randy Abe. It says executive management takes a 20% cut.
Okay.
It is now left to us to determine, or for Cocoa Board to tell us, who falls under this executive branch, bracket. Because for me, it's not about the person of Dr. Randy Abe. And then it says senior staff will take 10% cut. So there's an executive management cut of 20%, and then there's a senior staff cut of 10%. So just to put that out there.
Okay.
And to say that, if he says that he doesn't think that the value will be significant, are we here to conjecture? Is that what we are doing this morning?
Right.
Can he do the math and tell us in facts and in figures what the figures are? and how they are not, you know, then we can, you know what I'm saying? Then let's have a meaningful conversation. It's not enough for you to just sit here and say, oh, first I don't believe it is a facade. And even if it is true, I think, because that's not, you know, how we are going to operate going forward based on thoughts and all of that.
Right.
As for government paying farmers realistically, Nana, rest assured that government is paying farmers more than you ever did. 70%.
Okay.
You did 35%. Let's have that conversation.
Right.
Let's start from there. But to also say that, this thing about sack this person, my last point, this thing about sack this person, sack that person, sack that person. Did you sack anybody during your time? When even you yourselves knew that somebody was not functioning properly, and even you yourself recommended for somebody to be sacked, was anybody sacked? Is it today, when things are going so well, when people are receiving pay cuts, that people should be sacked? Please, let's get serious. Let's deal with the issues.
All right. Moro.
Yeah, Nana.
First and foremost, let's place it on record here, and you can check. Dollar, as at the time the MPP government was leaving office, was never 15.5.
It was 14.7.
So why 15.5?
It was 14.7, yes.
Eh? So that must be put
right.
2, you never, ever promised any cocoa farmer percentage. Go and pay them percentage. Eh?
I don't understand.
Hold on. When you were telling them, that Ekufuado is paying you 3,100 cedis.
Yes.
When I come, I'll give you 6,500. You didn't tell them percentage.
We did.
Please. You were never, you were not.
At the time.
At the time, yes, you didn't come to, please.
No, let's be factual.
What is factual? I am speaking to the things I heard from your functionaries, your leadership.
Actually, 60.
Hold on, please.
70.
You can have your time.
No,
you didn't promise them percentage. In any case,
we will not
the farmers in my place, among also, are not going to take percentage home.
That's an argument.
They don't take percentage home. Which farmer goes to the market, go and carry the cocoa, and then goes home with percentage? They go home with cash. When you were promising dollar, today you are talking about dollar rates. When you were enjoying the dollar rate, and we're telling you that the dollar rate does not necessarily impact everyone, did you admit that argument? You did not. When we're telling you that, look, the overpumping of dollar to stabilize your CD will make your export expensive against your import, you did not listen. Today, you are now coming back to explain to the cocoa farmer that this dollar rate or this CD appreciation is why you are having, when the CD was good, the cocoa farmer, did he ever enjoy the CD appreciation? He did not. So why is he going to bear this rant? Number 2, again, you see, the reason why, it is not me. Look, the Auditor General told us that Mahama appointees secretly took back their 10% pay cut. Auditor General. No,
when?
The Auditor General.
This is
Saturday, 12th August 2017.
2017.
2017.
2017 is when we reset.
Yes, no, 2017. the Mahama came to government 2012 to 2016.
We are resetting.
Oh, relax. It's not about your resetting. The resetting is happening in your house.
We are resetting.
2017, when you promised the pay cut of 10%, you went back to take those monies. So when somebody is promising pay cut, I should be enthused. I am not. Again, you see, let's get it right here. Now, like you made mention about the stories I sent you, Muru. If you will be charitable enough to us, you can read. Cocoa Board says it's clearing debt after wasteful spending. If you can take your time. If I read, it will appear as though Cocoa Board has inherited reforms to clear a debt up to 19.6 billion. When you read the story, I have sent you. These are online stories, Graphic and Times Online. This is not articles written by individual. Graphic and Time Online. Look, Mahama government blew over 400 million of 1.8 billion cocoa loan after defeat. Lot lot of stories. So the cocoa story or the debt in cocoa or challenges of financing in cocoa is not today. Inherent in all of them, there have been price volatility in the market. The market prices, there have been price volatility in the market. The prices have never been stable.
Okay, have never been stable.
Hold on.
We should have taken a break 5 minutes ago. I beg you. Has never been stable. No, don't worry. Has never been stable. When I come back, I'll let you continue from there. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please stay. Don't go.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush your teeth. Brush 2 times a day. Brush with Kel Kids.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
Chia winning Nara, we ding edge baby dapa. Media dear strong cocran ebremo. Now that what we animal would be an egg, Japana medebremo. And no any summer spices. Summer spices in here. And wow no bebreo. Various flavors. Upenya a yako. Upenya nemchi. You do good jollof woman and we get there. Upenya you do quam. You do for you. Hot nako pebito. Na Emma with Diane. And yet day. When you mean ya, you can you go to now for egg.
Autant de communication, ni o enjoy utuba that Samu spices.
One in the essence, no five. I think it's Dariaga. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu.
Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices.
In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Yawa chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors alpha bebre.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
FDRJ Jadien Kratoyatum.
We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the blessing. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casaprecon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Oh Oh yeah, Ghana is opening a new chapter in green growth and investments. Tree Cross Developmental Authority (TCDA) presents the first Ghana Tree Cross Investment Summit and the first Tree Cross Industry Awards 2026. The 4-day event runs from the 17th of February to the 20th of February 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center. Morning sessions start at 8 a.m. and afternoon sessions start at 1 p.m. daily. Theme: Sustainable Growth through Tree Cross Investments, Resetting and Building Ghana's Green Economy. The summit brings investors, policymakers, agribusiness leaders, entrepreneurs from cashew, coconut, oil palm, rubber, mango to share from all over the world to connect. Climax in the summit will be a special gala night at First Tree Cross Award ceremony. For exhibition, sponsorship and registration, contact us on 0303 981 790. Visit our website at tcda.gov.gh or connect with us via our social media platforms at TCDA Ghana. Registration is required to invest in Ghana. Grow Tree Crops. The future is green. Be part of it. Seacoms beyond cocoa. Our Seacoms, our future. Come one, come all.
Our school is built on a hill. Beposo Samoto. We are always victorious, 'cause we work in God's way. Oh, Hebrew girls. Oh, Hebrew girls. Oh, every mighty eagles, we shall never lose our fame. Oh, every girls. Oh, every girls. Oh, every mighty eagles, we shall never, never, never lose our fame. Girls is turning 80 this year. So we happen to have two legacy projects. One for the global community, that is everybody, all old girls, and then the other one for the 2001 year group, because they are the host of the 80th anniversary. And so the one for the global community, of course, I mean, you need to eat good food in a very clean environment. And then we realized that one.
Right, you're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. It gets interesting, doesn't it? My name is Haldo Moore. It's always a pleasure to know you're still here with us. Mami Amaprasi is still with us here. She speaks for the Vice President, Ghana's Vice President. She's also her press secretary, and also is Nana Asafo Ajay Ayer, MP for Busome Freho, and also a deputy ranking member on Foreign Affairs and the Regional Integration Committee of Parliament. It's all about cocoa politics, isn't it? Anyway, as just in case you just joined us, we've just brought to you the statement from by Cocoa, but where the Chief Executive Officer has said that, look, in line with all the things that have been said so far, and in a symbolic gesture, which is you know, feeling sort of demonstrating that they feel what the cocoa farmers are feeling, 20%. Haircut is what the Chief Executive Officer is going to suffer, and then the senior staff are also going to suffer a 10% haircut, and that's the statement as I read to you some 30 minutes ago. So Nana, you're talking about
I was talking about world price.
Yes, world price. Yes.
When you took over, when the NDC took over,
right,
the prices were around 3,000 largely. Then the prices started moving steadily up. It went as high up as $10,000.
Actually, 11,000.
Yes, to $11,000. Thank you. Now, the strategy in selling has always been two: either you forward sale or you spot sale. Either you forward sale or you spot sale. Now, instead of Ghana forward selling and locking in all our beans, we were taking a gamble. We were rather hoping and thinking that, oh, prices will be better since it is going up. Then, to our surprise, and to some of the commentaries we made, affected the price and it dropped down. So when you come back to create the impression as if it is the drop and it is the debt in cocoa board that is making you reduce the prices. And you see, as at that time, because we don't have syndication, you have to take the buyer's money to buy. And the buyer will give you the money at the prevailing prices. They are rational. So this is the basic or the bottom line why we are having the problems we are having. So let nobody create the impression as if it is debt, it is this, it is that, it is cocoa board performance, cocoa board that. No, we took a wrong decision. Do you know that, Muro, at the farm gate, they weigh the cocoa 64 kg at the farm gate. But when they are exporting them, they weigh them 62. So there is always a spill of 1.2 or 1.5, always. And that is what they use to cushion the prices most times. So why should the cocoa farmer who is making all these sacrifices to you, in terms that the prices fall, suffer? Why? And you should note that in future, prices will go. So cushion and hold the cocoa farmer. When prices come, then you make out. And it was one of the reasons why the MPP was even selling it at 31 at that time. Because we had taken some of the shocks along the line. So you don't give everything to them, because there are times that you have taken shocks for them. And the NDC impressed upon the cocoa farmer that no, we should just use the prevailing price as at then to give them 6,500. Not thinking, not going back to look at what has gone wrong with cocoa board all this while. You knew all the things you are talking about today, yet you promised them 6,500. Today, you are coming back to now make some of these arguments. One of the arguments they made was that any time our cocoa is even quality and we have premium Erikopoku, our cocoa is the best in the world market and it has premium. So after the sales, we get additional premium more than Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire, whose cocoa is not best, we are best, is still keeping, just announced the price as 3,600. You, Ghana, you have taken additional premium, yet you are coming down to 2,005. See, you, Ghana, you have, when you sell the cocoa, the same market price you are selling, the same market price Ivory Coast is selling. After selling at the same market price, Ghana, you are giving additional premium because of the quality of your cocoa. Cote d'Ivoire don't take that premium. Now, the Cote d'Ivoire who is selling at the same market price as you is selling his 3,600, paying his farmers. You that you are selling at the same cocoa, the market price, and still enjoying premium, you are paying, you have reduced to 2,500. What kind of mathematics or what kind of logic? Or when they were doing this, what were the factors they were considering? So clearly, I keep telling you, clearly, it is the poor judgment of the management, it is the miscalculation of the management, that is why we are where we are. Let us not blame anything on anybody. Let us not come back. Look, when you came to office, from January 2025 till December, you were paying 3,500, 3,600. How did you get the money? What happened? That all of a sudden now you are going back. Was the debt, were the problems you are mentioning, were they not there in 2025? They were there in 2025. So how were you able to pay them that now you cannot pay them? For us to now come and believe that it is some mismanagement or some debt, that is the reason why you could pay them 2025 but you cannot pay them 2026.
Okay.
So please, let nobody come and lie to us. What we are saying, the minority is consistent with our position. Government should find a bailout. Okay. It is done by every government. Find a bailout and give it to the farmers. That is the most important thing the farmers are looking for.
All right.
That's the most important thing the farmers are looking for.
Okay.
Look, like I told you, I wanted to tell you a story. I have a young guy.
Before you go
John
ahead, Amma has to leave. So if you can give her just
when,
5 minutes.
When I'm done with
I just want Amma to wrap up, and then you tell me your story.
I would miss
You
the
tell
It is
me
a
your
cocoa story.
Oh, you want to hear the story?
It is a cocoa story.
You don't have time because you have to go.
Unfortunately,
Yes, you have to
so
attend
I'll
it.
go back and rewatch and hear the story. But just to see that the Ghana chapter of Cocoa Farmers Alliance of Ghana, CFAA, has issued a statement in support of government handling of the cocoa industry and the cocoa sector. Their main reason is one, that they applaud government for the way government is looking at home. Government is looking to sustain the industry, right? To sustain the sector using homegrown measures to solve the problem. As against, let's run to the IMF. Let's run to the IMF. Let's run to the IMF of the MPP. So just to put that out there and to say that again, I will miss your story, but you know, and just to say that at the end of the day, Moro, at the end of the day, all of these conversations we have, all of these figures we all bandy about, all of these things we talk about, bottom line, NDC is still doing 70% in favor of the cocoa farmer. NPP did 30.
Go and give 70% to the
30. Let this fact never escape anybody that NDC is doing 70% for the cocoa farmer. NPP could not even do 40% for the cocoa farmer. I mean, if we are going to be consistent, then let us be consistent. The NDC is that side that cares for the cocoa farmer. The NDC has proven that it's not just talk in opposition. When we come into governance, everything we said we will do, we are doing. Yes, there are challenges. Challenges that your side contributed a huge chunk of, but nobody wants to have that conversation because, listen, at the end of the day, you are in government, fix the problem. Nobody wants to know who caused it and who didn't cause it. Even though we all know that the MPP caused it. Let's shelve that conversation. Let's look forward. And the Honorable Minister for Finance has intelligently given us line by line, pointer by pointer, what his intentions for the sector are. For me, beautiful intentions. At the end of the day, what we need is a courageous leadership that will be prudent and consistent in executing all of these measures so that sustainably we have a solution to all the problems that confront the sector. Just to admonish that, let's come to this conversation with truth. Let's come to a conversation with truth so that we can all have some solutions.
Let
Thank
me
you
read
so
some
much.
messages and then I can hear your story.
Can I run away?
Yes, you can. No, you can't. Just hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me read my messages and I'm sure that my technical people will take care of you. So just hold on a second. So Kwesi Reynolds in Agona Odobing says that clearly the hard-working cocoa farmers have been cheated by the government with this unconscionable reduction. Now there seems to be no motivation. Oh, you can actually go. Yeah, you can. Yeah, there seems to be no motivation to go into farming, which should be the backbone of our economy. Kwesi Reynolds in Agona's Odobing says that. Now, Master Planner Junior, policy analyst in Kentampo, says that when you use propaganda to win elections, cocoa prices will expose you. President Mahama and the NDC should pay the farmers their 6,500 Ghana cedis for the first time. Cocoa farmers are going on demonstration. This is not haircut. Sakura Pani. Greetings, Honorable Chris Nana Lloyd, incoming MP National Youth Organizer, Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst in Kentampo, sends that message. Manche Brew says the Boro cocoa's problem is largely predicated on the artificial management of the dollar. In fact, many other agro-exporting companies are also feeling the pressure. We're here. We are watching Amazing Convictions, Manche Brew II in Takrady. And this one... Okay. So this one here says that, okay, so clearly, okay, all right. So good morning, my brother. Until oral comes into full effect, the MP guys will continue to be talking the way they are talking. They have no shame. Kalio Man from Was sent that message. Desmond, who's the managing editor of the Catalyst newspaper, says that I hope we are engaging in an intellectual debate. No pedestrian argument steeped in partisan grandstanding. When the world market price of cocoa was $12,000, the NDC demanded that the Akufo-Addo government pays farmers 6,000 Ghana cedis per bag. That figure was below 70% of the world market price. Today, the world market price of cocoa is around $3,600. How then can a party that prides itself in having intellectuals demand that cocoa farmers be paid 6,000 cedis per bag at the current world market price? The NDC promised to pay 70%, and the current price reflects that. Who do they think they are deceiving? Sani Saliu says that, and I say assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, brother. It says, and the rambunctious Akufo-Addo Bawumia government then didn't take action on NDC's appointees take back 10% cut. 2017 was a no-nonsense year. Nothing happened. I can't think far. As Afwaje should spill the beans on those cocoa bus sub-companies allegedly set up to funnel cash to government appointees. Let's break it down. Good morning. Sani Saliu sent that message. Musa Abato from Asawa says that the aftermath of the internal race in the MPP clearly shows that the party is still in disarray. Some candidates were not treated fairly, making the process appear one-sided and biased. As a result, the centre can no longer hold and things continue to fall apart. This explains why at the Thanksgiving ceremony, only the camp of Mahmoud Bawumia was fully represented. Until fairness, unity and internal justice are restored, the party will continue to struggle with division and instability in opposition for a long time. And he says, greetings to Chief of Staff Honorable Julius Deborah. No, Dr. Yao Seiduchum was there, and also Mr. Kwabena J. Japan was also there, so it's not really the Bawumia camp. Carlos from Odorodiojo says, look at this MP man sitting in the studio. Discounting percentage. Those who carry percentage as their bona fide property, today discounting percentage. Did you know percentage is not carried to market? When Dr. Bawumia was still over talking about percentages, Gabi sitting somewhere pushing percentages, or for you talking about it is right. Even if I blame the NDC for not even arresting you people, as much as they made the mess at Cocoa Board, this issue should have been dealt with long ago because of the mess you people created. Ask the MPP rep to tell us the money that they have mobilized or collected to hold Cocoa Day. The institutions that they go taking money from to hold Cocoa Day, as much as all this money being collected, they come back to the coffers of Cocoa Board and take huge amounts of money without the celebration of Cocoa Day. Sam Aku Kelly from East Legon Hills, he says that, good morning, Moro. It is not surprising that this brouhaha on the cocoa sector is still raging on. This gives just credence to the fact that cocoa remains was one of the mainstays of Ghana's economy. No doubt that government's bold steps taken so far to resolve the matter requires recommendation. However, it requires a commendation, you mean, not recommendation. However, many Ghanaians are left wondering why the current government decided to wait until the problem reached a crescendo before a forensic audit was ordered to unearth the rot in the system. In government, one must continue to remind himself of the reasons for the voter's decision. Each time any of the such reasons is not respected, the voter gets greatly disappointed, no matter the number of development projects that may be rolled out. The current administration promised oral, and oral must work. This one here from, good morning, I am Eben from Kwabena, and it says that if the micro-minority leader thinks that the cheap propaganda doing about cocoa reduction can save the 38% MP in the coming elections, then he has to think again, because the Ghanaian voter is wiser today. Even with the reduction, now can purchase more things than their so-called 3,100 cedis. The NDC has the farmer at heart more than them. Greetings to Honorable MC Agbo of Ghana East and Honorable Peter Kwesi. Okay, this one here. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm, he says that, good morning. My brother Moro, it's clear that the MPP as a political party does not have the country at heart. They're only doing what they know best. That is, whatever they do will not get power, they will do it. They are the enemies of progress of this country, and they should not be made to come closer to the corridors of power again. The NDC in opposition promised to pay cocoa farmers 60% based on the world market price, and the rate at the rate of the dollar then. So is the MPP telling us to pay cocoa farmers above the world market price now, or what? I simply don't get it. Dr. Randy Abbey will not resign today and he will not resign tomorrow. They can go and bend the sea for all we care. Tafa Inamrai says, how do sometimes I wonder where these MPP members have their boldness to come and sit on national television and talk as if they just landed from Mars. How do these were the same people who messed up the entire country and left us bankrupt, but they are shamelessly coming every day on TV to attack the government that is doing everything possible to fix the mess they left behind. Good morning, my brother Tafa in Amrahia sends that message. Now, Triddle says that, good morning, Moro, and to your cherished viewers. It's quite interesting listening to the spin doctors of the NPP on this cocoa matters. I don't blame them because of the NDC government, which I'm proud member has not prosecuted most of the MP members of the raw they created at Cocoa Board. I'm not sure they will have the temerity to comment on the recent Cocoa Board issues, although we all sympathize with our cocoa farmers. Every human-centered cocoa farmer will tell you he's better off in the NDC administration than the NPP based on the exchange rate. Triddle sends that message. Kofi Apenu says that, Moro, please tell Nanaye. Okay, please tell Nanaye that as an elite, tell us that when MPP was leaving power, the staff strength was X, currently as in Y. Tell him to look for the outcome report of the cabinet meeting on cocoa discussion and stop misleading Ghanaians. Okay, all right. So let me take these last two, and then I'll take a minute from Nana. Hello, Moro. The hedging that was done some 3 years ago mainly caused the problem of cocoa. But however, the model proposed by the government to pay 70% to the farmer, no matter the price on the world market, is a solution to the age-old problem. The current management should take steps to add value to its systems. Mansa Musa from England says the Moro using some of our goals to support the economy should not be praised and even encouraged and not to be criticized. That policy has brought some relief, relatively speaking, to Ghanaians. Gold and other natural resources until recently benefited only the few 5% in society. Today, because of this program, fuel prices have stabilized, which by extension normalized transport fares. Prices of other items such as cement, iron rod, and other building materials, just to mention a few, have all fallen in line with affordability ratio to many ordinary Ghanaians. More, please tell the MP guy this is not to be sniped at. Good morning from Mansa Musa, Voice of London Radio UK. Jesse Boakon, political marketing expert, he says that did I hear Amapra say we should speak to facts and highlight the truth? Okay, Moro, kindly permit me to make this simple for our discerning viewers. MPP left a bag of cocoa at 3,100, now a bag of 2,500. That is truth, number one. Again, Cocoa Board is struggling because of mismanagement and reckless appropriation of funds, where 110 cans are bought without tackling the important issues in the sector. That is truth number two. Again, when Amma Pratt was mentioning the figures, I was cross-checking. In fact, her figures are misleading and bogus. Truth number three. Now, government says that there will be a forensic audit after 14 months in office. This is politics. The cover-up will follow in their particular order. Truth number four. Again, truth number five. Amma doesn't know anything about jute sacks on Newsfile. Dr. Randy Abbey asked the same question and he was answered by the Oferikom MP. Jute sacks are purchased in advance. She should take note. Finally, Cocoa Board and government should apologize to Ghanaians for deceiving cocoa farmers. Jesse Boakon, political marketing expert, sends that message. Now, let me say a very good morning to Kwame Osu Danso, the husband of Amma Pratt. This coming from Bright. I mean, he says good morning, and he wishes you well. So that's from our chief producer Bright. I mean, saying hello to Kwame Danso, who is the husband of Amma Pratt. Now, let me also say happy birthday to Josiah Tope. He's the head of content here with the Ignite Media Group. That's him. Happy birthday, Josiah Tope. I wish you all the best, content development manager here at the Ignite Media Group. Now, I'll probably just give you a minute because our time is up. Otherwise, it'll take us off.
It's clear, like I keep saying.
Okay.
The problems, we know where the problems are coming from. As a country, let's quickly go to where the problems are coming and deal with the problems. That is what is important. Let us not be pussyfooting. It won't help us.
Okay.
A political party trying to hide under a certain guy to say that, this, it's not helping us. Now, two, ORA and this new directive that the issues about Cocoa Board should be investigated by the Attorney General. I mean, for me, it is just attention shifting and creating a certain impression that, something is being done. That's all. Apart from that, look, the ORA, the Attorney General himself told us in this country that the things they brought to him were mere allegations. And he cannot go to court with any of them.
Okay.
So if you are an NDC member and you sit there and expect that something will come out, then you are just lying to yourself. Meanwhile, they told us, the foreign minister told us that 21 million is coming from ORA.
Okay.
The member of ORA, former Auditor General, told us that the things they did were garbage.
No, he said some of the things. I would have to
you heard some.
No,
I heard that.
He didn't say everything was garbage.
So you have the percentage of the garbage and not garbage.
He says some of the things.
That is the bottom line.
Yes.
When he says some, and the Attorney General says, were allegations.
Okay.
When you sum them together, they were garbage.
Okay.
So if somebody sits and think that this directive by government to finance minister or Attorney General should investigate, you start down for 14 months.
All right.
Today, you have a problem, challenge that you cannot handle.
Nana,
you want to do this.
Nana, thank you. Let me do this. Kwesi Bani from formerly with the Chronicle and also the Daily Guide says that why did Cocoa Board become the Minister of Roads, awarding roads to the tune of about 28 million cedis, some of which were not done? What caused the billions of cedis in liabilities? Kwesi Bani sends that message. And also Edmond from Accra says, I don't blame the MPP for the propaganda. I blame the NDC as a government for not coming out to tell Ghanaians about the rot at Cocoa Board 1 year on. If they had jailed some of them by now, they won't be pointing accusing fingers. 1 year on, what has Oral achieved? That's from Edmond as well. And also Reverend Jos Lassie says, please find a way to ask Nana why the MEP is silent on Keno Frata running away from justice. All right. Thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. My name is Aldo Moro. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
This is a chance of a lifetime.